This week in AI, OpenAI launches a new AI model GPT-4omni, an iOS desktop app. Google's I/O event brings 5 groundbreaking changes. MITRE to build federal AI sandbox supercomputer with Nvidia, and a speed round of Altman's concept of universal basic compute, Mistral Series A round, and the Apple-OpenAI Partnership. Hi, and welcome back to the AI Almanac. I'm just gonna keep it real this week. I am so exhausted right now. It has been absolute madness, so much work to be done. It reminds me why I started Metalinguist for language companies, to just remove all of the crazy administrative redundant tasks when it comes to the end client. So if you're not using Metalinguist and you're a language company, you really should contact me. I'm trying to make your life easier. I'm not making my life any easier, but I'm trying to make your life easier. This week, I actually don't have a joke because Google handled it for me at the I&O event. I was kidding. It's like an investor went to Google, hey, do you mind reporting your fundraising year to date? And Google just responds with this. It's ridiculous. Advancement number 1, OpenAI launches new AI model GPT-4omni in an iOS desktop app. OpenAI has announced the release of GPT-4omni, a new model that offers GPT-4 level intelligence with enhanced capabilities for language performance, vision, and audio. Main updates include the following. The efficiency is twice as fast and half the cost of GPT-4 Turbo. The audio capabilities now allow it to perceive emotions, handle interruptions, and respond to audio prompts quickly, as fast as 232 milliseconds, which is similar to human speech. Translation and interpreting includes improved translation performance and can function as an interpreter in audio mode, enabling real-time bilingual conversations.
Hey, ChatGPT, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day going?
I'm doing great. So I would like you to function as a translator. I have a friend here who only speaks Italian, and I only speak English. And every time you hear English, I want you to translate it to Italian. And if you hear Italian, I want you to translate it back to English. Is that good?
Perfetto.
Mark, io mi chiedo, se le balene potessero parlare, cosa ci direbbero?
Mike, she wonders if whales could talk, what would they tell us?
They might ask, how do we solve linear equations?
Potrebbero chiederci come risolviamo le equazioni lineari.
They also updated the tokenizer, so some languages have 4 times more compression, which equals 4 times better latency. Visual comprehension includes better at understanding and discussing images, such as translating menus, providing cultural insights, and asking questions. For example, you can snap a picture of a croissant and ask what the estimated nutritional content is. They made some improvements on the UX and UI, so they prioritized some design changes to make interacting with ChatGPT that much easier for the user. They launched a desktop app for macOS, so you can instantly ask questions with the simple keyboard shortcut Option plus space. And lastly, they now provide support in 50 different languages with improved speed and quality. Planned updates also include real-time voice and video interactions, allowing for dynamic conversations and live explanations, such as asking GPT-4 to explain the rules of a game on TV.
Round 2, here we go. Get ready. And 3, 2, 1, shoot. Let's see those hands.
Who won?
And it's another tie.
GPT-4omni is already available to ChatGPT Plus and Team customers, with broader access for free users and enterprise clients to follow. My initial thoughts, everyone thought this was going to be the announcement for GPT-5, but it wasn't. The most important thing to determine the weight of this launch is the performance. So yes, GPT-4omni seems incredibly fast in terms of efficiency, and that's absolutely no small feat when it comes to AI systems because the lag seems almost non-existent now. But the performance shows that 4omni is not that different than Turbo, which was not that different than GPT-4. This launch did show some promising advancements in data analytics, vision comprehension, and language translation. Being in the translation industry, there's a lot of concern about AI, but this release made me realize that we're actually moving towards more language accessibility targeted for the everyday user. The key is everyday user. That everyday user won't be significantly impacted by mistakes. Look at Duolingo, for example. They recently, unfortunately, laid off a significant amount of their linguists to opt for GPT-4, and there have been errors, but the users using Duolingo, at worst, won't know how to order a cup of coffee in Scottish Gaelic or Spanish if the translation is wrong. What that means to find comfort in is the underlying mission of the language industry to provide highly precise services in environments that mistakes can't be made, which there are a lot of situations like that. That won't go away anytime soon. Linguists definitely incorporate AI into your processes, though. Do not be stubborn. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be adapting. Advancement number 2, Google's I/O event brings 5 groundbreaking changes. Google's I/O 2024 event on Tuesday showcases the tech giant's continued innovation and commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. This year's event highlighted 5 major developments that promises to transform how we interact with technology. First, Google is a search engine first and foremost. Its re-engineered AI-infused search is set to launch in the US this week, providing summaries and synthesizing answers to users' queries similar to Perplexity AI. This new feature has caused tremendous concern that it will be catastrophic for many companies because even though the response often contains links, users might not actually click through to actual websites. A Gartner survey predicts a 25% drop in search engine volume by 2026 due to generative AI tools. Google introduced Private Space, a new feature on Android that allows users to create a secure container for sensitive information. This functionality is similar to incognito mode but applies to the entire mobile operating system, ensuring personal data and designated apps are isolated and protected. That all sounds great and all, but I don't know if you've been seeing the lawsuit that happened against Google for incognito mode. I wonder how well it actually works. Next, Google unveiled Veo, an advanced AI-powered video generation tool. Unlike existing tools, Veo promises a superior video creation experience and even collaborated with a Hollywood producer to make a short film entirely using Veo, though it's not actually released, so we don't actually know what happened. Gosh, so many updates, I'm exhausted. Fourth, Project Astra is Google's new real-time multimodal AI assistant. It can see its environment, recognize objects, find misplaced items because of its memory, and assist with various tasks. An unaltered demo showcased Astra identifying speaker parts, locating glasses, and reviewing code, all in real time and conversationally.
What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
All right, give me a band name for this duo.
Golden Stripes.
Nice.
And last, for Google introduced the Gemini 1.5 Flash model, optimized for faster tasks like summarization and captioning. The context window for Gemini Pro has also doubled to 2 million tokens. My initial thoughts: if you've been there with me from the beginning or read my multilingual article from December, I have been saying for a while that people will probably forego navigating to websites altogether, which means the way that we are going to access information is going to significantly change. Web design might become entirely obsolete, websites that rely on traffic like news sites might suffer, and the only clue we have to optimizing AI in search environments is generative engine optimization, which I covered in a previous video, but to be honest, it's just not well understood yet. Project Astra is really intriguing. Siri and Alexa never really wound up being useful assistants, but the demo shown by Google makes me believe this next generation might actually work. Advancement number 3, MITRE to build federal AI Sandbox supercomputer with Nvidia. This one's so weird because I lived across from MITRE's office for 6 years. MITRE is establishing the federal AI Sandbox, a new supercomputing environment designed for AI testing and prototyping in sensitive government situations while significantly boosting compute power. This initiative is expected to be operational by the end of the year and will be powered by an Nvidia DGX SuperPod. But for government speak, end of the year, add 1 or 2 years and another $600 million to that. The Federal AI Sandbox will help federal agencies overcome barriers to AI adoption by providing a high-quality computing environment necessary for experimentation in a secure environment. The Federal AI Sandbox will support MITRE's work in various federal sectors, including national security, healthcare, transportation, and climate. Agencies can access these benefits through existing contracts with MITRE's federally funded research and development centers. Nvidia's vice president of the public sector emphasized that the DGX SuperPod will significantly enhance the federal government's ability to leverage AI and offers exaflop-level performance, enabling large-scale training and deployment of custom AI solutions. My initial thoughts. If you've been with me over the last few weeks, there seems to be an ongoing trend. My biggest concern is that monopolization is starting to occur a bit, as these companies have had an increased trend in forming alliances and banning others from using technology for government purposes in certain ways. Advancement number 4 includes a speed round of mini updates. First, Sam Altman proposed a new concept called Universal Basic Compute, also called UBC, to support those facing financial difficulties on This Week in the All In podcast. The idea is that everyone would get access to a portion of GPT-7's computing power, which they can use, resell, or donate for purposes like cancer research. Altman believes that owning a share of an LLM's productivity could be more valuable than money as AI integrates more deeply into everyday life and should be a standard right for citizens to get access to. Altman has been a longtime advocate for universal income, which is the idea of providing recurring cash payments to all adults, regardless of their financial status or employment. In 2016, he initiated a basic income experiment involving the distribution of up to $1,000 monthly to over 3,000 participants for 3 years, with the results to be announced soon. Second, Mistral AI has officially closed its Series A funding round at $450 million, putting the evaluation of the company at $2 billion. And last, Apple is finalizing a deal with OpenAI to power some generative AI features like a chatbot and possibly its voice assistant Siri for the new iOS this year. My initial thoughts: the universal basic compute concept scares me more than anything. While it may appear as a gift, it seems more like an opportunity for resource control regulation, but who really knows? As for the Apple-OpenAI deal, my uncertainty rises on whether Apple will continue to honor its strict on-device policy or switch to cloud computing. Will Apple be able to also ensure its data safety and privacy of Apple users from OpenAI? Probably unlikely. And that's it for this week. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Instead, I took a nap. It was a very good nap. That email, I took a nap.